Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a new update for the Rey Skywalker movie, that there is a sequel to the sequels, or also considered the New Jedi Order movie, set 15 years after the events of the Rise of Skywalker. We of course are going to go ahead, we're going to break it all down for you guys right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're covering and discussing all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel, so if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we're going to take a quick read from comicbook.com. I'm going to have their article linked in the description down below. There's been some recent up in the air news here about the Rey Skywalker movie, and as I had just mentioned, we're going to break it all down for you guys. There's been a bit of confusion actually circulating around on this overall movie and the speculation here as well. We're here to give you the straight facts of what we're hearing from all the insiders, industry insiders, and scoopers. The force is still strong with Daisy Ridley's Star Wars movie. According to IO9, Lucasfilm has denied recent reports that the Rey Skywalker movie was delayed indefinitely after writer Stephen Knight put the project on the back burner in favor of his Peaky Blinders movie that was recently announced. So the overall report goes that the Rey Skywalker movie being taken on by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, a very controversial director it feels like at the time for right now. The overall Rey Skywalker movie was announced last year at Star Wars Celebration for those of you that are unaware. As I had also mentioned, it's a sequel to the sequels, set 15 years after the events of the Rise of Skywalker. So recent reports were saying that this movie was delayed indefinitely, and that was because Lucasfilm, more specifically as an overall company and an overall brand, is looking to focus on Jon Favreau and his Mandalorian movie, Mandalorian and Grogu, as a working title. It also goes with industry insiders and scoopers saying that Lucasfilm is taking the right move, the right initiative even at that, saying that they should go into the direction of what's actually working for them, going with the flow much rather than against it. Maybe kind of like forcing the concept of the sequels down people's throats isn't something that they would look to want to do right now, although I think that's the complete opposite, and I'm glad, because it seems that those delayed indefinitely reports seem to be false, as IO9 had reported that Lucasfilm has denied those recent reports themselves that the Rey movie is being delayed indefinitely for the time being, and that much rather they would rather work on other Star Wars projects, ones that fans would be actually in favor of. That's really a overview point from the overall Lucasfilm standpoint, I think, as an overall studio, as an overall company, but more looking specifically like at the individuals and the people, the cast and crew members that are actually working on this new movie for Rey Skywalker, specifically looking at Stephen Knight, the writer. It had appeared that he was going to put the project on the back burner in favor of his Peaky Blinders movie that was recently announced. His script is honestly right around done actually at this point. He had turned in the first script right before the holidays, and they're now kind of getting back to him, and now they're going to go over and finalize the script. So if for anything, they're just about done with the script. Those rumors are inaccurate that the Rey movie is going to be delayed, and that the studio of Lucasfilm is awaiting Stephen Knight's latest draft. The source says IO9. Disney officially had announced the Rey movie with director Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who's also the director of a couple episodes of the Disney Plus Miss Marvel show from Marvel Studios, by which if you're a Marvel fan, we have our Marvel channel linked in the description down below. This was at Star Wars Celebration last year in April, as I had mentioned, revealing that it would also be set after the events of the Rise of Skywalker, roughly 15 years as Rey looks to build a new Jedi Order. And so, now that the now debunked report had came after Disney and Lucasfilm last week announced the Mandalorian and Grogu movie being taken on by Jon Favreau, I also find it honestly really interesting, and I just have to take a moment to point this out, that Lucasfilm themselves are reaching out to like these industry insiders and scoopers, IO9 specifically, to say like, okay, no, these rumors essentially are false and that we are still working on this project. I kind of wonder, and I even hope that they want to do that more just a little bit more frequently, connecting with the overall fan base for what we're hearing for when it comes to these different news reports, leaks, and rumors. I think giving us more definite and official answers I think would be a great thing. Anyway, I digress. Jon Favreau's Mandalorian movie recently also being announced, a new Star Wars movie bringing Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin and his Mandalorian apprentice to the big screen with director Jon Favreau. The Mando movie will begin its production later this year and is further along than Dave Filoni's untitled New Republic movie, or also referred to as the Thrawn movie, movie. So it really does seem that, as I had also mentioned, that Lucasfilm is kind of as an overview from a studio standpoint, wanting to focus more on Jon Favreau's Star Wars movie. Like, they want to have that Star Wars movie releasing before any other thing comes to theaters for Lucasfilm or for Star Wars. That would also include the likes of Dave Filoni's Thrawn movie, as I had mentioned, James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie announced at Star Wars Celebration last year, Sean Levy and his potential Star Wars movie, which we do have new updates on that there as well. We'll be discussing and covering here on the channel in a couple of days. All the warriors in the grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, Taika Waititi announced in 2020 was said to be getting his own Star Wars movie, and that he is actually still outlining ideas and an overall script, also juggling around a couple of his other movies, shows, and projects. Now, the writer of the Rey Skywalker movie, Stephen Knight, whose credits include The Girl and the Spider's Web and All the Light That We Cannot See, had inherited the scripting duties after original screenwriters Damon Lindelof, who is from Lost and HBO's Watchmen, the kind of taking on and helming those projects as a script supervisor and a script writer, and also Justin Brett Gibson, who has done movies and shows like The Strain and Counterpart, had actually recently exited the project earlier last year, 2023, and that there is from where Stephen Knight took on this new writing role. It's unfortunate to see those guys go, but if we're ever going to see a Star Wars movie in theaters, then they have to put those creative differences aside and just move forward with it overall. So I thought about it for a little bit, and once I knew that the story was and everything, I knew it was something I really wanted to do. Ridley recently told Allocene about the return to the Star Wars franchise after 2019's Episode 9 had capped that 9-episode Skywalker saga. I think it's a really fantastic exploration of the Star Wars world, and it's really cool of a way of taking the story on in a bit of a different direction. I need that quote right there. An official quote and a bit of a tease coming from Daisy Ridley herself, Rey Skywalker, the actress behind the Jedi. I'll be discussing a little bit more of that new direction kind of tease that we got from Daisy Ridley behind Rey Skywalker, as I had mentioned. The full interview, the full breakdown in another video here on the channel. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. So overall, clearing the air in conclusion here, it was being rumored around for like a couple of hours to a day that the Rey movie was going to be delayed indefinitely, and like that Lucasfilm was just going to kind of casually shelf the project and just probably never pick it up again, like they had done with every other Star Wars movie in the last couple of years ever since The Rise of Skywalker. I definitely would hope that that movie wouldn't go into that direction. It's honestly one that I am looking forward to, if I'm being completely honest, as it does have that potential to fix the sequels and kind of make that right turn overall. And from that viewpoint, and from what it sounds like, is that the movie is actually looking to still go into its production alongside Jon Favreau's Mandalorian and Grogu movie a little bit later this year. This all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, guys. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.